Thank you. You too, baby. Best to your family.
I know y'all seen her blow the kiss.
I saw it. I saw it.
I know, I know y'all seen her call me baby.
I saw it.
What's going on, guys? For Complex News, it's 360 with Speedy Mormon. I'm him, and we have a very special guest in the building today. She's a two-time Golden Globe nominee. She's an international superstar and icon, and she is sipping something that looks delicious. Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, is in the building. J-Lo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. What are you sipping on, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just a little café con leche, but they put like cinnamon and foam on the top for me.
A little fancy. Okay, not bad. Obviously, you've always got a lot going on. You got a new single out. You have a movie that you'll be promoting that's coming out soon. Just give us a brief update.
Right now, well, like you said, I have Pati and Lonely Out, which was my little collab with Maluma. We wound up doing that after we did the movie. We filmed a movie together called Marry Me with Owen Wilson as well. And that's gonna be out next May 14th. It was supposed to be February 14th because it was a like perfect
Valentine's
date movie.
Day, right?
Yeah, it was a perfect, but you know, they just don't know if the theaters are gonna be like, you know, working then. So they moved it to May. It's a movie and an album. But after the movie, we were like, let's do some Maluma and J-Lo. Why don't we do that too? You know, he sent me Lonely and I sent him Pati, and then we loved it. So I was like, I have an idea for a video, and then the record company loved it, so we put it out. And it was just one of those things that just happened. And we wound up putting Pati in the movie as well. So
Always a lot going on from you, J-Lo. I am sure that you're excited to get back on set and out there in the real world doing things. Unfortunately, obviously, the world is kind of shut down right now. I remember seeing you some BTS on set of Hustlers, and you were drinking out of this bedazzled cup with your name,
Yeah.
J-Lo, on it. Is that
Yeah.
a thing? Because I would expect you to be drinking out of it at all times.
yeah, I do. I do drink out of it at all times. I'm just having a little coffee break right now. But that's my water cup.
Like, even beyond set, you just carry around this bedazzled cup that says J-Lo on it?
Yes, it reminds me to drink my water because it's so beautiful.
I like it. Innovative.
Actually, gift. It was the first one I got was a gift for my birthday from a close friend of mine, and it was so cute, and it got like press. I took it to the set with me the next day in New York, and the cup got press, and it became like a thing. It has its own like Instagram page. Like I didn't do all that. That's just something that, and so then everybody started giving me cups. So every time I do a project, like, oh, here's my Marry Me cup. So like,
Oh, you just cupped out. Okay.
yeah, and like when I did the Super Bowl, they made me this one. You know what I mean?
You're
So,
a cup connoisseur now.
yeah, this is my DSW collab cup. So yeah,
Who would have thought that J-Lo is a cup connoisseur?
I know. You have to look up the original article. It says something about the cup and how it makes you feel. The cup will make you feel like ugly and poor. Just the cup.
The cup is calling me poor. The cup is calling me poor.
Okay.
When you think back to kind of early on, obviously J-Lo is the moniker that everyone knows you by, but where did that come from? Who was the first person that you remember to ever call you J-Lo?
Probably Heavy D. I don't know, a lot of the younger, generation watching this wouldn't know, but he was a rapper. He was in the studio when I was making my very first album over 20 years ago. And he came through it with a Puffy, who you guys know as Diddy now. And Diddy was a producer on that first album as well. And we were all in the studio, like Sony Studios back then. It doesn't even exist anymore, but you just had like all these artists in all these rooms. So everybody would kind of just go in and visit everybody else. It was Lauryn Hill and Wyclef in this room, and all the Sony artists were in there all the time. And Heavy D was in there one day, and he was just like, "What's up, Jenny Lo, J Lo?" Like it became a thing. I guess, you started hearing it in records. People started referring to us, especially when I was dating Diddy. And so it just stuck. So when I did my second album, a year or two later, I decided to call it J-Lo. And that is something that, just like the cup, it just became a thing.
Right, and now it's got a life of its own. So here you are, so many years later, and I think back to this funny interview that you did with the Breakfast Club. You were promoting your song "Medicine," and DJ Envy said that he thought that the song was about weed, and you briefly mentioned, yeah, like not a weed smoker, never smoked, never been my thing, and everyone just kind of skated past that. But I'm curious, have you never ever smoked before?
No.
In your entire life?
Person. I'm not a drug person. I know people don't think of weed. Weed is like a little bit of a different category, but I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I'll occasionally have, like, when everybody's being more social, like a tiny bit of champagne or like some like fruity, White Russian-y, kind of sweet drink or something like that. But I pretty much have never drunk or done any type of drugs my whole life. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Fair enough. I know that you had a manager very early on in your career tell you that if you were to put out a record, you wouldn't be taken seriously as an actress. How happy are you that you didn't take that person's advice?
Listen, that fool, yeah. Exactly. At the end of the day, the thing I've learned over the years is that you really have to nobody knows what's right for you but you. And you have to kind of just follow your gut and your instincts. And I always knew I wanted to make a record, and I had tried to make a record before that manager even represented me. And then when he started representing me, we really concentrated on my movie career started taking off.